we met this guy, one of our poker friends, because we see the same people, the same degenerates every night. This guy Ed out of Pittsburgh. Ed, I don't know how old's Ed. 50 years old, something like that.
He's in his 50s, sure.
All right. Ed sells vending machines for a living.
Places vending machines.
Yes, what he does. He has one employee. He makes.
Hey, Robbie, what sells more, Mountain Dew, Pepsi, or Diet Pepsi?
Mountain Dew.
That's right. Good call. Sorry, go ahead.
You got that right. So we're out on the in the adult pool, the Serenity pool, lying out. Myself, Joe, Ed, and his wife, some other people were just talking, and my girlfriend Joe's wife are out. They went on at the port. They left the boat, but they're back any minute because the boat's leaving. So we're expecting them back any minute. Now Joe told a story, and you shouldn't have told this story, Joe.
Why? The story isn't bad. Well, let me tell it. I've told it a million times.
Okay.
But the story is one time I went in to get my hair cut. And if you live in Crofton, the Giant Food, there's a haircut place by the Giant Food. It's a black barbershop. I didn't know. So I needed a haircut. I walked in, all black people. They don't have scissors. They don't have clippers, right? And I'm like, wait a minute. So I look at them and I go, can you guys cut my hair? And they said, yeah, and I'm getting my hair cut there. That was the story.
And that's a fine story.
And he took this story as an invitation to, I guess, oh, we're all racist here, I guess.
Yes, you opened up the racist story vault. That was a gateway story to racism. Because honestly, if someone's a blue collar guy in their 50s who lives in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, I'm going to think they got a little racism in them. That's just me. So he's like immediately like, oh, we can tell those stories now? So he says, yeah, one time I'm on this cruise and I go to get my hair cut. This big black woman's cutting my hair. And I guess she's like, didn't think that I was taking care of my hair. She's like, white people are so lazy. Then he proceeds to say, a black person calling a white person lazy? And then
he said it like about 5 times.
Yeah. Each time more incredulous, a black person? Meanwhile,
we're seconds away from
my
Rob's girlfriend returning.
Right.
I was stressed. And what I was stressed about is her showing up and it being awkward, and then immediately she showed up and it was awkward. Because you knew Ed was going to be like, oh, wait a minute. I thought we were all racist here. I didn't realize until now that you guys weren't in the same group that I'm in.
And I wanted to tell him, look, I'm racist also, Ed, but I have exceptions for beautiful black. But that stuff about the fat black woman, have at it, okay? But it was one of those deals where, like, you want it to happen because we want to tell this story and it's a funny story, but then you don't want it to happen because it's going to be really awkward at the time. And
I can tell you I didn't want it to happen.
Well, because you hate the awkwardness. You can't even.
And I knew Ed was going to clam up. I knew he was going to realize immediately, the story that was told, we introduce him. It's an awkward exchange. It's so bad.
Yeah, it was all. It's not as if he said it 2 hours ago.
Yeah, he just said
it. 5 minutes.
It was fresh in his mind.
It was brutal, but we love you, Ed. You're good people, though. It's but honestly, Joe, you should know better than that. You have to know who you're around. If you don't know them that well, you throw that out. I mean, obviously you didn't think about it, but you never consider for a second that might open some doors.
Listen, if I have a funny story and it's appropriate, I'm going to tell it. I can't be censoring myself for Ed. I'm going to tell it. And it's a funny story. And by the way, the reason I told it was because somebody told a story about a haircut, and that's why. So it also made sense. It was a nice little segue into that story.
Well, I could have told my racist haircut story.
You should have, but Ed jumped in with his.
I know, I should have. It would have been.
What are the odds that Ed voted for Obama? 1 in 1,000?
There's no chance. It's the same odds that kid that beat me plays in the NBA.
Hey, the picture's up.